Hello and welcome. This is rooflemonger, my friends. The big KOF patch is only days away, coming with balance changes for every character in the game, and also adding Vice and Mature as well, which is really cool. And we finally got those patch notes. And the patch notes, well, they're pretty big. Weighing in at a mere 15 consecutive pages of changes, well, they promised to be a big patch. It's a big patch. Now, to make things easier for everyone involved, we don't gotta wait for patch day to understand a lot of these changes, as SNK put out their own visual guide for the patch. So I guess you don't need me anymore. So in here, in this patch video, they cover pretty much every major change. They don't cover every single change, but pretty much every change of note. So with this video and the full patch notes, both of which will be linked in the video description if you want to check them out for yourself, I will just go over and highlight, to me, what are some of the most interesting changes in this patch. Now, first off, what about some of the generally accepted top tiers of the game? I'm talking like Benimaru, Ryo, Geese, stuff like that, right? Well, I think generally, given the patch what it is, the top tiers will remain the top tiers. Someone like Benimaru, the changes here, like, the only really nerfs and notes are it's going to be harder for him to go into, like, lights into heavy punch and stuff like that. But I guess that'll be gone. But otherwise, like, that's really it. Other stuff, he's getting buffs to, like, hitboxes, like, on air, Raijin Kens and stuff like that. Like, there's mostly going to be same difference in the end. Someone like Geese, like, Sweep is going to have a couple more frames of startup. Reppuken EX has a couple more frames of startup, but it's actually better because thanks to the new video, we can see he actually gets new juggle potential from him than he never had before. Thank you very much, right? So, like, there's a little bit of nerf, but there's also new bonuses, so who's to say? For Ryo, it says for his throw, it has more recovery frames, so I guess the pressure won't be as strong off it. It's really good, but, you know, it's fine. That's fine. Conversely, his overhead, the combo cancelable version, will now be less negative on block, although it'll leave the enemy just a little bit closer. These changes, as seen, don't really spell doom for the character, right? Maybe it takes some of the slight edge off, but, like, Ryo's still going to be good. So again, basically, like, the top tiers are still going to be top tiers, like Hydern, Moon Slasher, the heavy punch version not only invincible against jumps, not just full invincible. So, still going to be good, but just not crazy, and Hydern's mostly intact. Like, the top tiers will remain strong, right? This patch is mostly giving interesting changes to some of the lesser characters of the game. Some of them, like Maxima, did not get what they needed, but there is some interesting changes. So once again, the patch notes and that video are in the video description if you want to check out all of it, but I just want to highlight some of the more interesting ones to me. So Mai's got some, like, not gigantic changes, but just nice changes. So Slide, specifically the cancel version of Slide, now has less recovery. That's nice. Light Ryuenbu does more damage, so if you just manage to get it off, that's nice. But the really cool one here is the Fan Toss. So Fan Toss knocks back less on the initial hit, EX Fan Toss that is. And when that initial hit happens, the knockback, the hit stun, is increased. So normally, that would never combo. But now, thanks to the new footage, as you can see here, after EX Fan Toss, you can get a stand light kick on, and that has incredible range, by the way, and then just kind of complete the combo from there. So for Mai, who, like, we'll say, go for, like, gimmick cancel slide or whatever, right? And this will combo in EX Fan. So now, if you actually just, you know, get it, you'll actually get a full combo. So could be worth half the bar on the EX, I don't know, but it's just something she couldn't do before, and it's interesting, and that's what I find really fun. Antonov, big change here is stand heavy kick is now going to be special cancelable. So it already is max cancelable, but, you know, that costs bar, right? So it just being special cancelable in neutral alone, this makes its usefulness way better, right? Normally if you want the bigger long-range poke, you go for, like, stand heavy punch. It's only like 2 frames slower, and yes, it does whiff on crouchers, but hey, so does stand heavy punch, so whatever. And then you can go in, like, heavy whale stream or EX. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see, I guess. But the fact that it is special cancelable at all is big. And they have an example here in the little patch preview. And it shows just, a standard Antonov combo. And then we get a special cancel from it. It makes things more reliable to connect because you're closer to the enemy when we're going to our second super. Just good quality of life for him all around. Is he going to be great? No, definitely not. But it certainly is nice. Rugal got some changes. So simple stuff like, hey, Rapukin, the fireballs, right? The heavy and EX versions go faster. These are the fast ones. So you want the fast ones to go faster, so why not? His Ray Super, specifically the level 2 version. So the level 2 version can OTG if you're unaware, like can hit people off the ground. So now it's going to do more damage if it hits people off the ground, and the whole animation will play out. Anytime you land EX Cutter, you're always allowed to go for an OTG, and if it, goes off, hey, awesome. There's more damage yet. So as it currently stands, though, when you go for the level 2, as you can see here, the first part laser, that's a combo, it hits, but then they recover, they can block the second part and kill you, right? So now, it's all one combo. But Vanishing Rush is the big one here. Oh, it does a little bit less damage and says stuff like expand attack hitbox. That's good. Alter the opponent behavior on hit. What could that possibly mean, right? Now, before we get into it, I just want to really highlight one thing. That this move is plus on block, okay? It's plus on block, leaves you directly beside the enemy. This is basically Rugal's sumo headbutt, if you will. Now, the change is, if it connects and it hits, it launches the enemy. And you get a combo. The example shown is not necessarily a grand combo, sure, but it's still a combo. And you can dump bar to get extra damage on the super or whatever here, right? As it currently stands, all this move does is knock down, nothing else. If you're willing to spend a little bar, you can get that OTG laser that we talked about, and that's going to be better yet, apparently, right? But that was about it, because, that was the reward. If you get the hit, well, whatever. But if they block, okay, haha, it's your turn in their face. And now, it's your turn in their face still. They haven't changed anything about the frame data on block, at least not what they're saying. And now you just get mega reward on hit. So, Rugal is doing good. Like, the firewalls are better, awesome. The OTG gimmicks are better, sure. And then, the big bully move is literally all the better yet. Some of the big time winners here gotta be the Samurai Shodown crew. So when they got announced for the game, it was actually really cool. Because, like, hey, we had Nakoruru already in the game for 14, but now we got Hamaru and all that. Like, it's just interesting. And, well, there's the big one. Like, okay, crouch heavy punch, better hurt box, more active frames, jump heavy punch, more active frames, jump low back, more active frames. Like, that's all good. But, part of the appeal of the Sam Show crew is, like, the big, meaty, chunky hits, right? And now, if you go for light punch, heavy punch, the big chunky hit, come the new patch, there's a sweet spot. And if you hit the sweet spot, it just crumples them, and you can do whatever. Now you're playing real Samurai Shodown, right? Where 2 hits go by, and that's like 80% of the opponent's health. So that's really cool for Hamaru. I like that a lot. So Nakoruru is got some stuff going on. So like close heavy punch, the old double hitter here, right? So expanded proximity recognition and expanded the hitbox, meaning basically you can just do it from further away, which is great because her close light punch is +5 on hit. Close heavy punch is 5 frame startup. So like losing light into heavy, like Benny Maru lost that, I guess, but Nakoruru is gaining it. So that's nice. Also, both hits are now cancelable into command normals. So normally you go like one into like say you'll spin, right? Now you can get both hits in and go into spin or like whatever you want to do. That's really great. Far heavy punch has better recovery. The overhead is now 6 frames faster. Also has reduced recovery frames and increased the block stun. Like, so it's just literally superior all around. The uppercut can now go into supers, as in is a super cancelable now. So that's nice. Like, just basically a lot of buffs, and they're buffs of consequence. Even if it's just better overhead and being able to link close light into close heavy, that'd be enough. But yeah, so that's just really, really good. And Darly, well, maybe not as cool. Darly is awful in this game. Everyone loves Darly Dagger. She is a cool goddamn character, and she's just not very good in this game. But there is some stuff like hop, jump, whatever, heavy punch in the air. That's faster by a frame. Jumping heavy kick is now 3 frames faster. Something. The big one is surprise attack. That's the overhead. So the overhead is now max cancelable, as in like quick max cancelable. So if you get it, you go into max, you get a full combo. It also can go into supers directly, and also has reduced knockback distance on hit. So like you're just that much closer, I guess. Like, so basically the game plan is now just sneaking the overhead. Good thing she has good, oh no, she doesn't have very good lows. But you'll get it in there, right? You'll figure it out. And Hinako got a lot of good changes. One of the biggest ones here, they don't specify numbers, but her jump. So reduce the jump frames. Her jump is awful. It's very floaty, and it's just not good, right? You don't want huge jumps in this kind of game. A game where, like, you know, jumps and hops are just how business is done. So that's great. Another good change here, stand heavy kick. Now just has more range. This is a standing low, by the way. So this move giving, even if it's a pixel, that's awesome. That's a big get. We got some really silly changes too. So Hinako is one of the characters that has an invincible command grab. And it's very good. We're adding another one of those with Vice. There's not too many in the game. And yes, invincible command grabs are about as strong as you think, especially for Hinako, because she has a very large amount of corner carry with hers, and specifically the EX goes corner to corner. Like, it doesn't matter where you are, it'll corner you. And they're buffing the EX version that all the recovery from it's going to be gone, and then you can land a super after the fact. So not only are we going corner to corner, we're going corner to corner, and I'm also maybe taking a giant chunk of your life along with it. So I would file that under unnecessary but welcome buff. Also for Hinako, her hands, specifically the light punch version, they're changing up how it works in combo structure, specifically on hit. So then after you connect, you can still get the hit grab after the fact. So your combos are doing more damage. Like, that's just really good in and of itself. Also another change there, Kotanage, which is that hit grab, can now be super canceled. So like, there's just a lot of good things happening here. Her damage potential off a lot of things is just going up the roof. She's getting good quality of life. Even her stomp, the sumo stomp, Shiko. So it says now added a projectile nullification hitbox to her foot. So it's going to require some extreme timing, I suppose. But if she can specifically stomp the fireball, she'll now cancel out a fireball. So Hinako's getting a lot of good stuff in this patch. There's just lots of neat things going on. Like Leona here says her bombs now have juggle anywhere properties. That's really cool. In the patch where every single character is affected, not all buffs are of consequence, to be honest with you. But you know what? They're pretty much mostly all buffs. There's a few nerfs in the patch, but it's like 95% buffs overall. So on top of Vice and Mature joining the cast, I think there's enough here to spark your interest. Once again, this full video, the link will be in the video description, as well as a link to the full patch notes. So if you want to peruse all that, and it's all there for you, I think it's pretty interesting. You should check it out. This is basically like the first update in about a year for the game, right? So I think this is definitely a worthy update for sure. Now is a pretty good time to check out KOF15 if you haven't already. That all said though, that is indeed the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some King of Fighters.